All right. So what we just saw was that this sort of in-between type of industry, monopolistically competitive industry, which is closer to the competitive end of the spectrum, right, has a few similarities with perfectly competitive industries. There's a lot of firms, and in the long run, there's zero economic profit. But it also has some things in common with monopoly. It charges a price that's greater than marginal cost. It charges a price that's greater than the minimum of average total cost, and it has some ability to determine the price that it charges. Okay, so now we're going to look at the last type of firm, oligopoly, which is closer to the monopoly end of the spectrum. And oligopolies involve something called strategic behavior, which we're also going to talk about. All right, so just to recap what we've already seen, we saw monopolistically competitive firms are markets with many firms, although differentiated products, not identical products, and there is free entry and exit, which in turn means that firms in the long run are going to earn zero economic profit. But the key difference there between that and perfect competition is that there's going to be excess capacity. Now, we saw that basically what this means is that there's a trade-off between some level of inefficiency and variety, right? So I'm okay with the slight loss of efficiency in order to have the variety. And then what we didn't look at, which we skipped the last section about advertising. If you're interested, I encourage you to read that last section. It's pretty interesting. But again, you're not responsible for it on any quizzes or exams. Now for this last chapter, chapter 13, what are our big questions? What is oligopoly? What determines whether a firm is part of an oligopoly? Then next, how does game theory explain strategic behavior? And how do government policies affect oligopoly behavior? We're actually going to skip this last section on network externalities, so don't worry about that big question.